Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in. Felix here, Sensible Soccer Lounge. Daily, weekly, fortnightly football news and soreness. Obviously, the other day England played Hungary and got slapped. But obviously, the topic of conversation was not the football, it was nasty words and the fact that a country doesn't accept the knee. That violent Marxist knee that we've all been indoctrinated to accept. But obviously in Hungary, the Hungarians, the proud Hungarians, got a different opinion. And just to explain my positioning on the knee, you've got to look at it from a couple of different angles. So I want to give you an unbiased opinion. Because people see it at face value but don't think about it enough, in my opinion. And this is where I like to keep politics and football separate, because it's a multicultural sport, multiracial sport, so everyone's opinions and facts are going to change like the weather. So I don't agree with the knee for various reasons. For one, it started off in America. For once, it started off in America and was portrayed as a victim mentality, in my opinion, as in one race is owed something because of people's past actions. But the history on the matter is quite laughable when you look at it, considering it was a British man who stopped Arabs enslaving Africans and also stopped Africans enslaving Africans. So it depends how you want to look at it, but the history's there for you to look, ladies and gentlemen. Now, Comrade Southgate thinks he is the voice of the people, thinks he is the voice of the African nation in Britain, and I think people really need to step outside the box and look at it for what it is. Every BLM riot has been violent. Shops, statues, opinions, and people are scared due to the fact that in Britain we are a left-wing authoritarian country. So any talk of right-wing conservativeness is deemed as hate speech. So regardless, you can't talk, or people will just report you, and then you get chucked in prison. So this is not an equal country. This is why diversity and inclusion is pumped so much through the media and the education system, which falls back on the weakness of society. Everyone has feelings, pronouns, opinions. You can speak and have opinions as much as you want, but don't expect other people to accept your opinion straight away. If we had freedom of speech in Britain, it would be a hell of a lot easier. But because of this now in Hungary, every media, every tabloid, it'll be the topic of conversation just because Hungary don't agree. Hungary's doing bits at the moment. Viktor Orban in charge. Christian country, pro-family. Look at the state of Britain. We've got 17-year-old footballers coming out as gay. That's his choice, but that's the topic of conversation. So I'm going for this one on the Mail Online. Hungry crowd boo England taking the knee before Nations League clash in Budapest with mostly children present due to loophole after fans were banned. With Three Lions boss Gareth Southgate adamant Gia's show squad have to try to educate people. Force people how to think. Accept what we want or else. This is left-wing authoritarianism, people. Any football fans who don't know nothing about politics, I'd like to educate you. This is Britain right now. Regardless whose opinions are right or wrong, people still have the freedom to express themselves. And football should keep its nose out of politics and vice versa. Hungary booed England for taking the knee during the Nations League fixture. Hungary have been disciplined by both FIFA and UEFA for racist behaviour. Over 30,000 spectators were then allowed inside the Puskás Arena for match. Gareth Southgate was surprised by the sheer volume of fans allowed in stands. He later said the boos highlighted exactly why his side continued to take a knee. Yes, Gareth Southgate is in favour of public damage. in favour of attacking British history, all for the money that goes in his bank by Mr. Soros. Gareth Southgate expressed his dismay on Saturday night that sections of a crowd, made up of school children, booed the England team taking the knee at the Ferenc Puskás Stadium in Budapest. It was the same stadium where England players were racially abused last year as England crashed to a 1-0 defeat in their opening UEFA Nations League fixture. Hungary was meant to be playing behind closed doors as punishment for racist and homophobic chants at Euro 2020. Stunning and brave. 2020, but a little-known UEFA regulation allowed 30,000 children in to watch the match for free, accompanied by 3,000 adults. And while anthems were observed impeccably and there was good-natured jeering when England warmed up as they took the knee to express team solidarity, it does not express team solidarity. It is a Marxist, political, aggressive, militant movement. There is nothing peaceful about it. Big up Wilfried Zaha. Southgate said, I was very surprised. I thought that's why we do it. To try to educate, I think young people can only be influenced by older people. That's just the adults' fault, is it, Gareth? It's our fault, is it? Sorry for teaching our children about violence and non-violence. The atmosphere when we arrived at the stadium, there were kids lying in the streets and they were really friendly. They were waving when we were walking out. There were pantomime boos when the team came out to warm up. That was different with the taking of the knee. That felt like inherited thinking to me, buzzword, and I hear that's still in our stadiums as well. So Gareth is basically saying that all British people are inherently racist, apparently. God forbid. Wow. That's why we do it. That's why we continue to stand, and we will keep doing that on a day like today when we haven't won the game and haven't played well. Enough is probably better for me to take criticism rather than talk about that. And it's a good cover-up to express your defeat, Gareth, isn't it? Oh, stunning and brave. So proud. So brave. But Southgate also questioned how a raucous 30,000 plus crowd, which created a huge din, squared with a punishment for discriminatory behaviour. How that aligns with the decision is difficult to understand, he said. That needs some consideration. Under Article 73 of UEFA's disciplinary regulations, children up to the age of 14 from schools, football academies can be invited to a game free of charge, provided they are accompanied by an adult. Speaking on Friday, Southgate has said he was surprised so many spectators were allowed to attend. Southgate revealed England would also take advantage of the loophole themselves when they face Italy behind closed doors at Molineux on June the 11th. The Three Lions have been punished for the unrest at the Euro 2020 final when the two countries met at Wembley. We've shown how we feel about these issues in terms of racism and its unacceptability, the Three Lions boss said. Hopefully the young people in the stadium will recognise why this opportunity has happened, and in some way maybe this will be part of the education for the next generation. What I don't like about how articles portray things, and don't get it twisted, ladies and gentlemen, Britain, the media, the telly is left-wing authoritarian. They are internationalists. It is pro-diversity. It is pro-inclusion. And if you go against it, there will be repercussions. It's militant, but the opposite of what they call right-wing. Now, in my eyes, it's two ideologies exactly the same. I laugh when people say conservative and Labour, right-wing, left-wing. It's a joke. It's all the same. It just depends what you want. Look at your country. Is your country shagged? Is your country getting worse? Is the quality of the football getting worse in the country? And then make your own mind up. Don't be a sheep. Say no to soy. So if you don't think these people are puppets, they are footballers, but they're also very good actors, and they're obviously going to go along with the narrative, especially if it backs them. If they're a Jamaican-born, Nigerian-born person, and they've got that nationality of British, which apparently makes them British, they're going to back it up. They're going to back it up. They're going to stick by their guns, and that's common sense.
I think a lot of the times when the racism comes up or something's happened, a lot of time in football, we normally brush it up under the carpet, and things are all fine now, and when the next scenario happens, that's when we go again. But us as a country, players that's been in those scenarios, face some of those racist abuse. On a whole, we just wanted to kind of keep highlighting that. Yes, there's been times that we've sat down and say, is the message still powerful? And we've said yes, and as a group and a collective, we try to keep that.
Well, that's pretty much a lie. I think it's never brushed away. It's at the top of everyone's priorities: schools, education, government, and it's not done in a couple of days. It's rammed down everyone's throats. It circles every single football pitch. Every time you go on a football game, it's everywhere, absolute everywhere. But they can't say that. They have to say the opposite. This is why it's a joke. But you keep supporting it. You do you. You crack on. I don't support criminal activity, and I refuse to support criminal activity. And don't forget Gareth, Comrade Gareth, the Lord who knows everything.
Hi, Gareth Southgate here. Just firstly wanted to say thank you for the support you gave the team this summer. But also to say, look, we know the last 18 months have been incredibly difficult for everybody, and there's no doubt that the vaccination programme is our best route out of this problem, not only for us as a country, but across the world. So just wanted to say how important it is, if you haven't had your vaccine yet, to go and get it done. I know oldies like me have had both jabs, so we can crack on with our lives, but for you younger ones especially, the chance for everything to open up, to get your freedom back, so much of that is going to rest on you having the vaccine. So don't put it off any longer. Don't get it done. We can open everything up. We can protect the people we need to protect, and you guys will get your freedom back. So look forward to seeing you soon.
Thank you, Comrade Gareth. So to get your freedom back. So, ladies and gentlemen, listen to Father Gareth. He knows everything. He supports the best things in life. I can't stand that man. I can't stand him. What a face. What a smell. What a look. I bet even his shadow shakes. What a weak spine puppet of a man. But anyway, thank you for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. More to come, news, updates, everything. Keeping politics out of football is the best way. But you've got to expose these lies, absolute lies from these footballers. They lie. It's part of the game. If I offered you a nice bit of money and a nice future and a nice career, you're going to think of your family and your kids. If you can live with a lie, that's up to you. But I know a fact, I'm willing to go for my children. That's something to think about, ladies and gentlemen. Always look between the bull. We'll talk about the bull on you. Felix, Sensible Soccer Lounge, coming to a town near you. Bye-bye.